What is up, everyone? Welcome to the NXT Post Show. It is Tuesday, March 25th. We are on the road to stand and deliver. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, joined by Chinedu Ogu. Chinedu, always a pleasure to see you, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's always a pleasure hanging with the homie Salcedo and the amazing DWO, especially when it's a great episode of NXT. Happy to be here.
Yes, I decided to do a watch along today because I'm thinking, all right, Stephanie Vaquer is defending her title two times tonight. So that's going to be a big deal within itself. So that was basically the biggest reason why I decided to do a watch along today. Plus, we're also on the road to Stand and Deliver. It's their biggest event of the year. I'm like, yeah, let's see what they do, right? And we did get some interesting stuff out of today's show. And believe it or not, I actually found it easier to watch NXT doing the watch along than I normally do when I fast forward through the show and watch a little bit late. So I want to get right into it though. Stephanie Vaquer making history back to back, man. Not only was she the first to hold both of those women's titles, but now she also successfully retained both of her titles today. Chin, I thought, hey, it might be a nice idea if Stephanie did retain both of those titles. But truth be told, I wasn't so sure that that was actually going to happen. I had even said if she did lose one title, I would hope that it'd be the NXT North American title. And then they even tricked us, right? They did this whole thing where they put the match between her and Jaida for the NXT Championship at the open of the show and the NXT North American title match at the closing of the show. So they made you think, and they told this story throughout the entire day, especially after the match, after she successfully defended against Jaida, she was attacked by Fatal Influence. So they basically told the story of Stephanie Vaquer is not 100%. And though she still went into this match, she kept her promise and she ended up retaining. So I want to go ahead and get your thoughts, Chin. How'd you feel about this?
Well, let me start by saying I love Stephanie. Happy she's retained because I feel this is a great story to tell. She is like the top girl right now, and she should be pushed and booked this way to show that she is indeed not only the champion, but an Iron Woman at that. She can go the distance, opening the close, which she definitely did. Amazing matches. I didn't like how, and I said this before too. Y'all know I love me some Jaida Parker. That's the homie, okay? And I did not like her losing because I felt like putting her first, it just let us know that she's gonna lose this match, which she did. Um, the right person won. It's just I was a bit confused. Like, Jordynne, what you doing out here? Okay, yeah, she attacked you last week. Yeah, but she was right. Okay, you barely go here now. All right, back in the line. All right, this as it should be. All right, so I know I'm being salty though, but I think these matches were amazing. I felt it showed Stephanie's range. It was really, really great. I'm happy that Jaida got in that ring and showed that she can go to. It made me realize how much taller Jaida is than Stephanie.
Dude, I
I
was
was
saying
like,
the exact same
wow,
thing. Legit.
yeah. I was like, God, dog, how tall is Jada? I was like, this girl can't be like no 5'10", 6 foot tall girl. This ain't no way. Ain't no way. But she was towering over Stephanie. But this match was really, really great. I truly enjoyed it. And the main event too. Fallon Henley was amazing. Although I hope one day she will become a baby face again because I feel she's naturally a baby face to me. I think she's a great baby face. It was just an amazing match. Fatal Influence did what they're supposed to do, and then Stephanie prevailed, and the right woman won once again. I love the face off in the end. I love the Jordan. I love the Jordan tease with the belt. I like that tension. I like seeing Stephanie mad. I think if that makes sense, like seeing her so calm and composed this entire time has been really cool. I like seeing her upset, a bit frazzled. I like that in the end though, showing a little bit of frustration because he's realizing, yo, all these chicks are after me for real, for real. And then melee in the back with Ava and all the women. Seeing Lola again was awesome, and Kalani and all that though. So I love the melee of it because I feel this is how a title should be booked. Everybody wants it, and when it comes to this title, nobody's friends. I loved it.
Yeah, there's a lot to get into this. I knew you'd be heartbroken over your girl Jaida, but it just wasn't her time yet, Chinadu. So breathe, you gotta hold on to it. Your moment will eventually come because Jaida will get her moment. Okay, she has
One
been
day.
a firecracker on this entire show, right? But it's just right now, it's just not her time just yet. Now, I'm kind of glad that they went. It was so, when I should have realized it. And I even said this during the watch along. I said this, and I thought maybe I'm thinking way too hard about this because in the beginning, do you remember how they opened the show with a video package. And in that video package, they had said no one's ever, successfully defended two titles, two singles titles in one night. And they went back and they showed Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. And I thought to myself, oh my God, that might be a spoiler in the fact that why are they telling us that? Because that was my thought process. Was this is not just to give us information. There's an additional reason as to why they are telling us this. And so that kind of gave me a feeling that Stephanie might actually retain. But then I thought maybe they're not going to do it, but then maybe they are. And I did go back and forth. So they successfully did make me second guess my own gut feeling, because my gut feeling was there's a chance that Stephanie is going to retain. But I went against that gut feeling because I just thought, okay, well, there are so many women in the roster for both championships to be on one person. But then at the same time, I thought, how cool would it be if it's Stephanie who ends up doing that? And I thought, I feel bad because I think that when it comes specifically to Fallon Henley, I love Fallon Henley. I think she's freaking great, but I do think she needs to break off from Fatal Influence. I don't think that the group is helping her. I think it's taking away from her. So I'm going to put it out there. I think Fallon Henley should go back to being on her own and doing her own thing, because I think she shined brighter like that, and we got to see more of her personality. We got just to see so much of her, and I truly think that Fallon Henley is a potential future star on the show. But if she stays with Fatal Influence, Chin, I feel like she's just gonna fall behind to all the other girls that they have right now, clawing and trying to climb that mountaintop. So I say break her off from the group. With that being said, that was my piece on Fallon Henley. And I also think that it was a good call to not necessarily have her go back to being North American champion, because I think people would have felt like, oh, she's just the default option because Julia got injured and they had to reshuffle the championship belts. So you would kind of feel like Fallon was just getting this just to get it. And so I don't want her to like be seen as that kind of a champion. And so in regards to Jaida and Jordynne, I thought it was interesting when Jordynne went out there during Jada's match. And I started thinking like, oh, are they really going to go about it like this, where they're going to do a distraction finish? Because they didn't need to do that. However, Chin, most of the offense in the Stephanie Jaida match, it was pretty much Stephanie. Like Jaida got a couple of shots in on her, but they really booked Stephanie to look incredibly strong in that match. Jaida fired back, but it was Stephanie's match from the very beginning, though. You could just see the confidence in her. It just shone really brightly. But with that being said, I did get excited about Jaida and Jordynne. That element, I'm thinking, ooh, two big girls that are like gonna come at you like full force, two alpha females. That's what you're gonna get from Jordynne and Jaida. And so that whole part of it got me really, really excited. For the ending, though, as you mentioned, we did see Stephanie and Jordynne. Jordynne went to go help out Stephanie because she was attacked immediately after her match. And so Jordynne going out there and helping her and having her back, I loved that. But that moment where they were tossing up for the championship, where she wouldn't let go of the NXT championship, I'm curious to see how we're going to get there, right? Because there's different options, and I'm curious to see what you would want to see at Stand and Deliver. Do you want to see Stephanie versus Jordynne, just like that? Or is there a world where we see Stephanie, Jordynne, Jaida? We've been seeing a whole lot of triple threats lately in WWE. That could be a triple threat we end up seeing. Or do you think they'll do Jordynne Jaida first to determine the new number one contender for Stephanie?
Although I do want that triple threat because I think Jada belongs in that top picture consistently. 'Cause I feel she's the perfect working heel, like the person that's just always just frustrated about getting so close and getting screwed over again and again and again and again. Is just the anger that builds up from this girl. I feel it, and I really think that's adds more to her character. Although that's what I want, I do see them doing Jada versus Jordynne for the number one contendership to face her. And I mean, well, I want to point out too, Jordynne Grace hitting the hypnotic on Jada. I caught that. The disrespect. I saw that. I don't know if people caught that part. She did it and then slapped her on yash. That's I ain't gonna say the A word. Slapped her on yash to show Jada I have yash too. You are not the only girl who has yash. She slapped her on yash and said, I have it too. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. We got some real beef, and I just I like that. I like that tension, like you said, Sue. You have two powerhouse women who can both go like physically and on the mic. I really want to see this collision course because there's something Jada is really, really good at. Is having collision course blood feuds. Like she brings the intensity. She brings to a whole new level to a point. Although I want her to be champion, she almost doesn't need the belt to be relevant on the show.
Wait, who are you saying doesn't need the belt to be relevant on the show?
Jaida Parker.
Oh, Jada. I mean, she's got a lot of attitude, and I think that carries
Yeah,
her a long way.
so
I
much
think
and just all
eventually she will though, but she's not gonna like fall behind, let's say if she doesn't. So like that's what I'm saying. Like, even though it's not her time right now, because of that aura that she does bring to the show, that's the reason why she's still being seen. I mean, I had just mentioned this last week. Last week I had said we haven't even seen Lola Vice. And mind you, these two girls were in the exact same feud together. And finally, we just saw her today. I loved that every single girl was basically telling Ava, like, hey, I want the next shot. I want the next shot. And I'm curious to see how they go about it. We haven't seen a tournament in a second. What if we do a all women's tournament for, I don't know, for NXT? That could be kind of fun. I'm here for it. I wouldn't mind something like that. I think that would be cool considering how many girls are there, because how else are you going to determine who's next?
absolutely. And I don't know if I was alone on this, but I was kind of expecting Ava to say something about a resolution like there. Because it seemed like she's supposed to have said something, but she just kind of was like, I'm just frustrated. I guess supposed to lead us to next week though. But I was expecting her to say, okay, okay, okay. Battle
I
royal or
saw
something
it
like
as
that
a
next week.
cliffhanger. No, I saw it as a
Yeah.
cliffhanger.
I was expecting some though, but the cliffhanger is a better idea. Keep us going for next week though. But overall, I really just like that there was every woman in that locker room vying for this title because that again, to me, that's how it should be. Everyone wants to be champion. Everybody. It shouldn't be. I'm just happy to be here. Oh, it's great. Or I'm going. No, no, no. I'm here for gold, and like this perfect. I really do like it. By the way, shout listen, I know some folks don't like Ava as a character. I truly enjoy Ava as a general manager from a business perspective to say real quick because they're on CW. I know this is random. They're on CW, younger audience. If you see somebody that looks like Ava running the show, into me in my mind, but oh, okay, she young. What's she doing? It would bring more interest as opposed to seeing like William Regal. No disrespect to Regal. You know, like
Poor William Regal catching strays.
yeah, no
What do you
disrespect to
think of
Regal.
me for?
Yeah, no disrespect to Regal because I know he might be watching. He might. I'm going to stretch you from butthole to appetite when I see you, young lad. Please don't do that to me, William. I don't mean it that way.
Listen,
I just mean
sunshine.
yeah, there it is. This is sunshine. It's somebody help. I don't
He's
want
about to
no
murder
smoke.
your ass chin.
William, no smoke.
You just called
Please.
William Regal old and boring.
I didn't mean to
The
say it that way. Wait,
DGM.
wait. William, please wait, wait. Wait, his son's on the roster too. Listen, no quarter catch crew, please. I don't mean no disrespect. If I'm on a live show, it's just from a business perspective for the young demographic. You see somebody that's Ava's age, a 23-year-old, she's young, around the show. I'm like, okay, let me tune in and see what's going on. I think it's a good move. Some people might think it's like I'm like, because I'm such a rock fan, but no, I think it's a good idea. I do the same thing. My daughter gonna have a job out here if I'm on the board.
Yeah, that's true. I think she's definitely gotten her footing. This has definitely been her strongest position. Let's not forget that
Yeah.
prior to this, she was part of the schism.
Schism.
And I
Oof.
don't want to talk about her schism days. Let's not even talk about it. I mean, this girl was in a cult. Where was The Rock when his daughter was in a cult? Have we talked about that yet?
Yes,
Anyways,
he was. I hear filming Moana too. What's going on, Rock? We'll put the schism in there with Flex Cavana over here. Let's put that over here and not talk
yeah,
about it ever again.
yeah. All right, we got a couple of super chats to get into. Here we go. Let's see what we got. We got Anthony Giuliano kicks us off, saying nothing to confirm, but I feel we might get a triple threat at Stand and Deliver for the NXT Women's Championship. I kind of had that feeling too. My first feeling though was, what if we see Jaida Parker go for that NXT North American Championship, and we see Jordynne go for the NXT Women's Championship? I could see that being an option too. That was actually the first option I was thinking of. Thank you, Anthony. We got Ben Fossey here who says, hello, everyone. It's not easy defending the title twice in one night. That's how good Stephanie is. That's why she's my favorite. She's my favorite. I love that, Ben. No, I did love that they gave Stephanie this moment because that's huge, man. Two historic moments back to back. Come on. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. And I feel like they're really hyping Stephanie up as someone that's really going to be like the next big thing on NXT. So that's really cool to see. Thank you so much, Ben Fossey. We got JJ Castillo in the building. JJ, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, props to Stephanie for retaining both titles. I didn't realize how stacked women's division in NXT is. I feel like they are planning Stephanie versus Jordynne versus Jaida at Stand and Deliver. All right, so already multiple people are kind of getting the same gut feeling that they might do a triple threat. I'm good with either or option. I do kind of like the idea, though, of doing Jaida and Jordynne first to determine the number one contender, and then the winner of that going to see Stephanie Vaquer. Personally, only because to me, my dream match is between Stephanie and Jordynne. And so that's where I'm at. Plus, I also don't want to be robbed of Jordynne versus Jaida. I do want to see that part of it too. What about you, Chin?
No, I definitely agree because sometimes the triple threat will pull away from what we want to see, like a la Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte. That could have been two separate amazing feuds that could have lasted a long time and really had great build, but they put it together and it didn't work the way that we wanted it to work out. I do see, I don't know if you remember, I can't remember what pay-per-view it was, but in terms of the triple threat, I think an interesting stipulation could be, I don't know if you remember, it was a 1 year, it was Angle, Benoit, Jericho. And one fall was for the European Championship. The second fall was
Yes.
for Intercontinental
Yes.
Championship. I'm thinking maybe they do something like that, perhaps.
That
At
would
Stand
be
Deliver.
freaking cool. That would be
Yeah.
freaking cool. I would be down for that. I would
Oh
be
yeah.
down for that. Good shout, Chin. Thank you, JJ Castillo, for the love and the support. We got Saif Dent Super here who says, hi, am I the only one who thinks this year's WrestleMania build is pretty good? Yes, it's nowhere near as incredible as 39 and 40 were, but it's fine. I think there's a lot of really good potential. Just some things need to be tweaked a little bit. I think if some things are tweaked, it could be amazing. Just some things need to get again, sort of done a little bit. With that being said, really quickly, Saif done super. I did upload today a video, by the way, and it is called "What the Fans Really Want" from John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I would love it if you guys checked it out. It's up right now. It just went up a couple of hours before NXT, so if you guys check it out, give it some love. It is a topic that we talk about specifically with the John Cena Cody Rhodes feud. Saif, thank you so much. We got Luis Arturo Mendez here who says, I think Ava should organize the NXT women into an NBA style playoff bracket based on win-loss records for Stephanie Vaquer's championship. Look, honestly, I don't hate this idea. I think this idea is pretty cool, Luis. I'm here for that too. Thank you for the super chat. We got Anthony Giuliano who says, Denise, is Ava someone you want to interview one day or on your list? Oh, hell yeah. Of course. I would love to interview Ava. Are you kidding me? For sure. Thank you, Anthony. We got Jeremy Hyton here who says, my local CW had the Blues versus Canadians game on instead of NXT. Your live stream made me feel like I didn't completely miss out. I appreciate you both. Jeremy, thank you so much for tuning into the live. That was very, very cool of you. I understand. And a lot of people, like, especially if you're out in the West Coast, it's a little bit hard to watch the CW. And so thankfully we found ways around that. And I'm so glad that I get to watch NXT live with everybody else. But yeah, a lot of times in different markets, depending on what's going on in your city, sometimes NXT will be preempted, not just by time slots, but there's been times where it's been preempted days when, other stuff are happening. So yes, I do 100% get your frustrations with that. Jeremy, thank you so much for the super chat. We also
Hey
have Heidi.
Denise.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Hey Denise, is Blues versus Canadian? Is that hockey?
I think so.
I'm trying to figure who that is. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm guessing it's gonna. I'm the wrong
sorry.
person to ask.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out. I was like, I don't follow hockey. I was like, who's the Blues and the Canadians?
My husband's a big hockey fan. He would, if he was here right now, he would be nodding his head at me because he talks and talks and talks hockey. I mean, he talks every single sport. To be honest, I've jumbled them all up already. Like every sport to me is combined in one big melting pot. But if he was here right now, he would be like nodding his head at me in disappointment. we got Heidi Ho here who says the 2 Stephanie matches in one night. Be right back. Gonna go have a cigarette. Stephanie is stunning. Hey, she's stunning and talented, guys. I don't know what to say. All right. She's the total package. Thank you, Heidi Ho, for the super chat. Very nice of you. Go enjoy your cigarette. We got Shaif Done Super here who says Fallon enjoy catering for the foreseeable future. Oh no, I hope that's not the case because I really think Fallon is incredibly talented. Like I said, get her out of the dang fatal influence group. We got Anthony Giuliano here who says, I know this is super early to predict, but I hope they do push Stephanie like this when she gets on the main roster. She deserves it all. Hey, man, I'm with you. I feel that way about Roxanne Perez. I feel that way about Stephanie. I feel that way about Jordynne. There are certain people that, depending on what they do on NXT, you want to see them continue that momentum over on the main roster when it does happen. Thank you so much, Anthony Giuliano. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. By the way, everyone is saying, yes, it is hockey.
All right, cool.
And Reese Johnson says that is the hockey, St. Louis Blues, and Montreal Canadiens.
Thank you, DWO, because and I love sports though, but I'm in Texas though, so you guys can imagine how popular hockey is out here in Texas. So I appreciate y'all.
You got the Kings and the Ducks out here, so it's somewhat popular. Not as popular as like basketball or baseball or football, but there are fans out here of hockey.
Yeah, we got the Dallas Stars out here.
I don't know. We got Jacob Tatum here who says, what are your thoughts on Ricky Saints so far in NXT? And do you like the direction he's on? Plus, what do you think of the Dark State and Stephanie MVP? All right, so let's get into that. Let's talk about Ricky Saints because that was something interesting on today's show. So Ricky Saints had a interview segment backstage that was quickly interrupted by Shawn Spears. However, I was listening to what they were saying in this interview, and Chin, I started to think, why are they alluding to stuff from AEW? And the reason I started to think why was because that's not something that they normally do, right? They don't normally talk about the competition. Every now and so often, yes, it does happen, but not very often, right? And they were mentioning some things that I thought, this is something that I, as someone who watched AEW, would know about this. But what about viewers that do not watch AEW, which there's a lot of them that don't watch and just watch WWE product? And I was thinking, and I thought, you know what? Maybe I'm reading too much into this. And this is the moral of the story, by the way, guys. Do not second guess yourself. I second guessed myself twice on today's show, and I should have listened to my gut feeling. But anyways, as I was listening to this promo, Chin, I started to notice, okay, this is falling in line a lot with AEW stuff, right? And then finally, when Shawn Spears said, oh, you and I came back from the same place, or you've burned bridges that you can't go back to, something like that, right? You can't go back to where you came from because you burned the bridges. That's the big one where I'm realizing, oh, this whole time they really were talking about AEW stuff, right? Then later on the show, so that was the first little, interesting. Later on the show, there was a match between Ethan Page and Andre Chase, and Ricky Saints did commentary during that. And during this commentary moment, there was a moment where he said something along the lines of this not being the first Canadian who doesn't like him. And I'm thinking, oh shit, did we just get a mention or a little shot at, or whatever you want to call it, in regards to Adam Copeland? Because if you guys recall, there was that whole little awkward promo between Ricky and Adam when he called him bug eyes, and it really pissed him off, and then he went off and started going off on him. It was just a lot. Yes. Anyways, Chin, did you catch all of this, and what did you think?
First of all, I caught all of it and I enjoyed it. I'm gonna be real, I haven't heard this many shots at AEW on consistent programming in WWE ever. Like, I remember that one time Sami Zayn was on Corey Graves' electric chair and he flat out mentioned AEW on microphone one time, but that was really it. And like to hear it now, I kind of like what they're doing with it. Cause in some ways I feel it's very like gutsy at WWE. Because if I'm them, I'm like, I can mention you all I want to. I done took all your stars and your friends. I got TNA, I got New Japan, I got AAA, I got all your homies now. So yeah, I can mention you all I want to a little bit. It's like no man's land. If I want to, I kind of like it a little bit. It makes it get to the story. It kept me interested in a Shawn Spears promo. So I gotta, gotta tip my hat to that part. That was amazing. I was amazed. And on commentary, I really just enjoyed it. I've heard of that rumor a lot about him and Edge. Cope, which although I am a big Edge fan, Cope sounds like the name he would use when he's supposed to do like spoken word poetry online. Like that's his like poetry name. You know, that's what I feel that's supposed to be. But sure, I guess. Yeah, I think it was, and I liked it just because you could tell Ricky Starks don't like that man, and that entire promo was one of the cringiest moments I remember of Edge's whole run because it was so unnecessary to me. Like, as much as I like Edge, I was like, Edge, this is a new star. He's still new to it. Like, what you just completely buried who could have been a potential big baby face for the company, and everybody saw it. It was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I
so
didn't like I didn't like what Adam Copeland how he behaved in that
no.
promo because I'm like, dude, he just called you bug eyes. It's not really that big of a deal. Like, why are you
Yes,
acting so offended? Like, it's just bug eyes.
yes. Like he
I
bring
was
up
just
Matt
like, bro,
Hardy,
why are you
Lita,
going? Yeah, I'm like, why are you going off like this on Ricky over bug eyes? What?
man. And if I was Ricky, I would have went. As a comedian, I'm going for the jugular. Let's talk about these marriages, Edge. Let's talk about them. Okay, Val Venus' sister was one. How'd that turn out? I'd have went off on this dude, okay, in this ring. All right, this is my show, old man. You will not upstage me on this microphone. No disrespect to Edge, though. I'm saying if I was Ricky, what I would say. I love
Yeah,
big
yeah,
Edge
no, I
fan,
get it.
but yeah, bro. And it was so awkward. So I'm very
It was
happy he
so
kind of got
awkward.
a little shot in though, because I feel like that was a bit of a demon he needed to exercise on the mic, in my opinion.
With that being said, we are going to be seeing Shawn Spears versus Ricky Saints next week for the NXT North American Championship, and I think we smell a new champion because there ain't no way, right? There ain't no
Oh
way
no.
that Shawn Spears is defeating him, right?
Listen, if Ricky Saints' first loss is to Shawn Spears,
You're
okay,
done watching the show, Chin.
I'm done.
Are you
I'm turning off the show.
retiring?
I'm turning it off. Yes, I'll find a new replacement, but I will hope I'll host auditions for a new host. While I'm away, hopefully they won't take my spot like Lauren did to Jess. If you know, you know. But I will not. I will do that. Okay, but I just can't have Shawn Spears. No, God, please. Now, it's Michael Scott. No, God, no, no, God, no. That's how I feel. Please.
Yeah, no. I think we need to and maybe I know some people are gonna be like, damn already. I'd rather have damn already versus dude, did he just lose to Shawn Spears? What? That would
Yes.
be nuts. I don't think that would be a good idea. So hopefully we're right in the sense that Ricky Starks may be coming into some gold this coming Tuesday. Thank you so much, Jacob. We got Corey MacArthur who says, listen, Stephanie shined on tonight's NXT women's division is stacked and rocks. What's up, Chinedu? Hope all is well. Dude, I'm so excited about the NXT women's division right now. Like at the end, I was just like, oh my God, Jordynne and Stephanie staring off on each other. I'm in female wrestling heaven.
I am too as well. First of all, shout out to homie Corey MacArthur. Hairline is popping. All right. I'm living my hairline dreams through you. Okay. If this is your picture right here, hairline popping coke. Again, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know. We, you know what I'm saying? We on the ball tip. Y'all know we on the ball tip now. So the hairline is gone. So I'm living hairline dreams through the homie Corey MacArthur. Coast to coast, like ain't going nowhere, man. I'm happy for you. Okay. I'm very happy as well about women's division because to me, in my opinion, all these women, whether we can find something to do in NXT or not, will be perfect in the on the main roster in the women's intercontinental division and the women's US division. It's so many talents, so many rivalries, feuds. You literally could call up 4 women at once. Like, let's say random night. Lara Valkyria successfully wins back the Intercontinental Championship from Roxanne Perez. I think she should hold the belt for a little bit and have Lara chase it because I feel we can get behind her more that way. She wins the belt out of nowhere. So Ruka, Lola Vice, who else? Nikita Line. Oh, this 4 or 5 women out of nowhere. Rush the ring. They're not a faction. They're just new to the roster and they want her. You could put them in just like that, and it adds so much more a heightened threat to the division. This is my opinion because I feel the women are so talented, they'll get over immediately on that mic and on that crowd and in that crowd.
Y'all know what time it is. The women are money. All right, Corey, thank you so much for the love. We got Bob Ross Jr. here says, I'm convinced that Julia is returning sooner than we think. Also, I hope she turns heel. I think I saw something on the other day on Twitter that she had returned, I think, to an NXT live event or something. I'm sorry, I didn't really follow up on it, but it propped up on my timeline. And I'm thinking, damn, already the match just happened. I was expecting her to be out for like a little bit longer. Now I'm thinking, if that's the case, if she is going to be back so quick, they didn't even need to do the whole whole, hey, let's have her lose to Stephanie. And so yeah, I was a little bit surprised by that for sure. But when she comes back turning heel, I do think that would be a cool thing for Julia. And I would be down to see that. Her kind of maybe turning on her friend Stephanie. I can see that happening.
Mhm.
Thank you,
I
Bob
agree.
Ross Jr. We got Heidi Ho here who says, I've seen a lot of my fellow whites offended by El Grande Americano from the Gulf of America, but the Hispanic community seems to love it. Just want to get Denise's opinion real quick. Yeah, I've been asked this a few times. I did not love the Gulf of America part of that on the video. I didn't have a problem with the video, but I did not like the Gulf of America stuff on there because we all know it's not the Gulf of America. But on top of that, I do think that the argument is going to be that WWE did it because he's Grande Americano. So, but it's just not something that we're going to see it like that. We're all going to see it as this is in support of Donald Trump and Donald Trump wanting it to be called Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico. So it does feel like it was unnecessary. And I think that had they not put that, then the conversation would have probably been a little bit different because everyone kind of has a different issue with it too. Some people are, upset that there was so much AI used in it, or just some people just don't like the character in general. I'm fine with the character. I liked the video. I thought the video was funny in the sense that they were trying to give him a backstory, making him seem like he's this legendary wrestler. Again, the only part that I did not like was seeing the Gulf of America thing on there. That part gave me the ick. Thank you, Heidi Hope, for asking. We got Gerard Clark here who says, I don't like it when Vic Joseph or any other reporter doing an interview with NXT WWE superstars being interrupted. Rude. I wanted to hear the rest of that, what Ricky Saints had to say. I agree with you. Thank you so much. Awesome. Let's keep it moving. Let me see where we're at here. All right, we got a couple more topics to hit on. I'm going to kind of walk through some of these because some of these don't necessarily have too much to get into, but we did see Tyreek and Tyson in action against Hank Walker and Tank Ledger. And of course, these are my guys. I'm rooting for them all the time. I thought they looked really good. Both teams actually looked really good in this. Any thoughts here, Chinedu?
I enjoyed it again. I do like Hank and Tank. I know, maybe not as much as Denise. I know, but
I just think they need new gear, though. That's what I was thinking about
I
today.
think that's what it is. Cause I just like
Yeah.
I think that's it because I feel like that this. I said it last week too. Like they're a great tag team. They're great on the mic. So much charisma. When they hosted Great American Bash, they were funny to me. I genuinely enjoyed them. I was like, but they need something, and I think that's what it is. I think
Yeah,
it's
I
the
think
ring
so
gear.
too. I think so
I
too.
think it. Yeah.
All right, NXT Heritage Cup champion Lexis King defeated Javon Evans. The big thing was that Obafemi went out and took out poor Javon Evans, snapped him like a twig. It was so sad. Like the size discrepancy is just massive. So seeing him snap Javon like a twig is insane. But anyways, there's kind of a lot going on with this because you have the Obafemi Trick Williams portion of it all, the Javon Evans Obafemi part, and the Javon Evans Trick Williams part of it, all sort of intertwining here. But overall, your thoughts on just kind of the big thing that I do have to mention is Dark State, the group. They did come out after this, right? And I'm starting to get the feeling. Last week, someone brought it up. They were like, "Oh, what if Trick Williams is part of this team?" And me and you were like, "Nah, that's not a thing, right? Like, we don't think that's going to happen." Jen, I think I've changed. I flipped sides here. I'm looking at this and I'm going, damn, I think Trick Williams is actually going to be the leader of this group. That was the vibe that they gave me today on the show, especially later on in the night. He was asked about it and he basically said it was none of his business. And I'm like, how is this none of your business when these guys are coming out in your segments multiple times? It becomes your business. So I do, and especially because we've been seeing more of a heel Trick Williams. I'm starting to think this is Trick Williams' group. I think I'm on board with that theory.
I was thinking that too. At first, I thought it may have been Javon Evans as the leader. In my mind, I was like, because that would be something we wouldn't expect from Javon. He's so young, and it could lead into a storyline. I'm tired y'all saying I'm young. I'm ready now. I'm ready now, and like that could work for me. But Trick Williams, and I saw that too. And we're seeing the more healer side, and I mean he could. I mean, in my mind, initially, I'm like, he's such a baby face. Why would you do that? But something that I heard Santi say on his own channel about Tiffany Stratton is what's good about NXT is that you allow them to test the spectrum of both heel and babyface. And he said the struggle that Tiffany's having is that she never explored the spectrum of a babyface on NXT. So she's really exploring uncharted waters on the main roster. So I realized that, and seeing that, this couldn't be good for Trick to explore this heel side and be the leader of this faction, Bright City. I'm sorry, Dark State. Forgive me. This is just I just it could be good because they definitely need a mouthpiece because Trick is good on the mic with his charisma. Because listen, the colorful constant, Dark States promos are still video game basic level. Just like, man, we ain't had to do nothing. And look what happened. I was like, look, come here, Dion. Come here. Hey, don't do that no more. All right, come here. Don't do that, man. All right. You sign for CM Punk does promo class on Saturdays. You sign for the promo class right now, okay? You go there right now. You go right now, all right? All of y'all, okay? I said
all of y'all take CM Punk's promo class.
Everybody.
All right, we got Jacob Tatum here who says, who is the best, worst commentary right now, WB, AEW? They're both fine. They're both fine. Chin, any thoughts?
Listen, AEW is not my show, guys. All right. I don't want to. I think AEW is I think Denise and Reg are great reviewing AEW. They are phenomenal. They're my favorite part about Dynamite, and I love Taz, I love Taz.
Brilliant. Taz is brilliant. I think Excalibur is really brilliant too.
I love Taz. I think he is he is awesome. And everyone else is I'm happy they do that thing.
I love Taz.
I think Taz is great,
That's my favorite moment ever. I love Taz.
I love Taz, Woo!
Hey, to each their own. Everyone gets their own opinion. Jacob Tatum, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, with that being said, let's keep it moving. Oh, by the way, Lexus King did retain, obviously, with the help of Obafemi. We got to see Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley defeat Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Two teams that definitely needed the win. I did think Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley needed a little bit more because we haven't even seen them on TV in quite a minute. And mind you, when their tag team became a thing, I was very much on board. And to the fact that I even forgot they were a tag team to a team that I was actually a fan of, that tells me, hey, one, they need to be on TV. And two, hey, a win would be really huge for them. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, we also really hadn't seen too much of them, but I did not forget they were a team. So yeah, this was a fun little matchup here. And I did love, by the way, Gigi Dolan's and Tatum Paxley's Cemetery Drive finisher. Ooh, I liked that. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was really, really great. These women are so talented. I think all of them are going to be great on the main roster. I found it interesting, and I want to actually take on this, Denise, before I continue. They announced Lash and Jakara as metaphors, such and such. Do you really think metaphors getting back together? Do you see that happening?
Who was the fourth member of Metaphor? It was Lash, Jakara, Noam Dar,
and
Ora Menza.
Ora Menza.
Is Ora Menza out due to injury, or he's just not on TV?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything about him being injured. Yeah, I know Noam's injured. He's gonna be out for a while, they said. But I know. Okay. I
don't think Metaphor is gonna be coming back. I think that's done.
Because at this point, especially Lash Legend, she doesn't need it. I feel it'll be a step back for both of them. They're both great in this tag team division. There's a focal point for the women's tag team division that they can all go to, have a storyline in, and for Lash Legend herself, when they decide to go separate, I know they're both going to do great, but Lash Legend is going to be a dynamite star. No pun intended. I mean, she's going to be on WWE though, but she's going to be an amazing star. That's what I mean. A great star. So, but I thought this was a great match. Although I'm a big fan of the Meta Girls, I feel the right team won. That cemetery, that was a good move. That was a very good move. So I was very impressed with these ladies.
All right, we got one more super chat to get into. We got Jeremy Hayden here who says, NXT guys, I need your help. Chef Shawn won't pull the trigger, but in 2K25, Denise holds the pencil. That title will look damn good on Jaida Parker. That is true. I did my 2K25 GM thing, and I have Stephanie McMahon as the GM of NXT.
Really?
Yeah, I decided to go balls out crazy on the GM mode, so I'm having a good time. Hey, Jeremy, we will try to make it happen. I do have the pencil over on that game. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Alrighty, guys. With that being said, that is our NXT review for today. Flew through it very, very fast, but thank you so much to everybody who tuned into the watch along, who tuned into the review, whether you did either or both. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for checking out this video. Go check out the last video that I just posted about John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I've been posting daily videos, guys. So please, please go and check those out. It would really mean a whole lot to me. Chin, please tell the people where they can find you.
Find me everywhere at Chinedu Ogu, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, everywhere. You can also catch me currently on tour right now. Here are my Texas dates. Is the Am I Your Edge Mets? The Am I Age Mate Tour. May 1st, Houston Improv. Tickets are selling very fast. I'll be in Houston, San Antonio, Cypress, and Pasadena. I have just added Lake Jackson to the show. Lake Jackson at the Lake Jackson Civic Center on December 6th has been added. And the out-of-state dates, once again, will be added soon. I'll be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater in ATL, and I'll be at the Temp Improv in Phoenix. Near Phoenix, Arizona, coming soon. Be added on my links as well, too. Tickets are available at chineduogu.com. But also with this channel, please check out the latest video right here. You can see right here. I'm watching it. I'm about to watch it right now. It is less than 15 minutes long. You can go on this and watch it right now before you go to sleep, before you watch anything else. Watch it right now. Hit that like button. Be sure to share it. Leave a comment. All those things. Look at all this great content on here. Watch alongs. You can watch 2K25 on here. There's an amazing. She went to go searching for cool WWE collectibles too, y'all. Go watch this. Look at the content on here, y'all.
That video
All
got a lot
content.
of love. I was very proud of that video. My little brother shot the B-roll for that.
Shout out to Denise, little brother. Man, listen, this is a family business over here, okay? Family effort going on. Right, y'all watch the videos, support, show love, and don't be a dick. Give it a click. Also, support her Blue Chew ad, okay? All right, support the Blue Chew ad, all right? Get your microphone hard, cut a pipe bomb, all right? With Denise's Blue Chew pills, all right? That's what you do, all right? Use promo code Denise. Overall, don't be a dick. Give it a click. Support the channel.
Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.